Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Throwlash video with me, Throwlash. Today we're going over what I think 1.20 bamboo villages would look like. Now before we get started in today's video, did you know you can just summon a village in using commands? So if you have commands enabled on your world, all you have to do is hit /place, and then you go to structure, and you can start typing in village. We can pick any village we want and place it right here. I'm gonna hit plains, bam! We get a whole village. Now, depending on, where you are, etc., it might render in a little weird, so you'll have to do a little bit of cleanup. But look at this. We just made a village happen using one command. Pretty fantastic stuff. So as I said, I went ahead and made a whole bunch of structures for what I think a 1.20 village would look like. Now how I designed these buildings is, as you can kind of see around me, I went ahead and I used that place command to place in a bunch of different villages, and I also went onto the Minecraft Wikipedia page, and they have a list of all of the structures on that page. And I went ahead and I made a list of all of the different structures that were on that page, and I kind of took a look at them because they have reference images as well, and I just made my own structures. I put down some signs, and I put down all of the blocks that I would need, like the bell and all the profession blocks, and I just kind of went to town, pun intended, and started designing. Now before we go any further, I would really love and appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe for me. We're almost at 500 subscribers, and it would be awesome to meet that goal this month. Anyways, back to business. I wanted to keep most of the buildings rather small and simple, as other villages don't have super elaborate structures in them. And as you can see by my palette here, I tried to keep as close to the blocks that you could find in jungles, which is why I went jungle planks. Not my favorite choice, but it is what it is. Folks, make sure you stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to take all these structures, or most of them anyways, and place them inside of a jungle to show what it would look like when one of these villages generate in a normal Minecraft world. But for now, let's go ahead and look in detail into each one of these buildings and structures. We're going to start off with our humble farm. Here we have a pig pen that's kind of set down into the world by one block. It's just kind of a nice little feature. Higgledy-piggledy fence around it with a little water trough in the back. And over here I wanted another animal pen that was a little bit more of a building, and I really love the gazebo style with this nice Japanese looking roof. Now the bamboo style really lends itself well to a Japanese style, especially with the bamboo forest around it. So I went with this nice bamboo roof. And this roof I actually got from a video by a YouTuber named Scorpios5, and I have their link to the video in the description below if you'd like to check it out. Our next building is the Armorer. This is a very simple block building. It's just one square, essentially. Almost a square. I guess it's a rectangle. But if we head on inside, you can see that we have our blast furnace, as well as the signature smooth stone and chests that you can find in almost any armorers. Another rectangular building here, we have the butchers. Now the butcher shop, I wanted to go a little bit different on the interior. So when you walk inside, as you can see, it's an actual shop here. We have a nice desk to sell our butchered meats. And in the back, the butcher actually lives inside the shop. Next on our list is the humble farm. Now these can be replicated multiple times throughout a village, as you see in many plains villages, and I really like the stone pattern mixed in with the bamboo fences here. Andesite and bamboo goes together very well, and this is a very nice little humble farm. But in the back here, I'm kind of wish listing, if we got rice so we could make rice patties, that would be so fantastic. What a great addition to this game that would be, and how beautiful and dynamic would these farms look. Another dynamic piece is the Fisherman's shack. Now I wanted this on poles above the actual pond that the fisherman would be fishing out of, and of course inside we've got some barrels, and out the back you can just stand here and fish to your heart's content. The Fletcher might be one of our smallest buildings here in this town. When you head inside, there's not too much going on besides the fletching table, but out the back we do get some hay bales and a target block. The library is next on our list, and although there's not much happening on the outside, on the inside, it's an actual library. We have bookshelves and a couple of rows of books and our all-important lectern as well. The stonemason's house is where we first see our path that we will incorporate into the village using packed mud and path blocks. And we have these nice little stone pillars leading up to the front steps of this house. When we head on inside, we have our signature furnace in terracotta and clay with our stone cutting. Our shepherd's house has the signature wool block over the entrance, the loom inside, and then out the back we have our own sheep pen, which is using the same stone pattern that the farm is using. The small houses of the village will be the most common thing that gets generated inside our village, and I wanted to keep them unique yet simple. I really like the raised platform that this one is on here. Oh, alright, I just had to fix that mist block. And next is our larger house, and large it is indeed. Now this is actually two houses that are kind of smushed together. On the inside, it's potentially a little too big. I might have gone too large with these houses, but the insides are unique for each side. We have a two living space, or a living space for two villagers, excuse me. And then on this side, two villagers that potentially share a bed. Moving on to our temples, I wanted a nice, easy, simple temple that doesn't take up too much space, but still looks important and kind of adorable. And then back behind it is probably my favorite build for this entire village. Look at this wonderful, wonderful monstrosity. Now imagine walking through the jungle with massive jungle trees just hanging over this beautiful build. And if we go inside, there's not too much happening, just a little place for people to sit, our brewing stand, and then just a massive imposing ceiling. The Toolsmith is an interesting building with a strange roof here, but once you head inside, you can see it's very quaint. Just the smithing table. And we'll come back to our meeting places last, but here we have our Weaponsmith. Now, the roof on this is so tall because lava apparently sets things on fire, so I had to get all of the wood very far away from the lava here. But I like the idea of the Weaponsmith waking up and just coming to work here. And this isn't really their home, it's just a place where they work and then they go home. And over here we have the Cartographer, which is a tiny little building that I'm absolutely in love with. I would honestly make this as a starter house in a new world. However, inside, very nice and small and quaint, and we just have our cartography table smack dab in the middle. And last to go over for our buildings, we have the tannery, which is a nice squat little building here, and on the inside we have a couple of places to sit and a little patio out back, because why not? Last but certainly not least, we have our meeting places, and immediately I wanted a gazebo with this nice, awesome roof style here. It's accessible by all four sides, excuse me, with the bell sitting just in the middle. I feel like this is just a peaceful little place to meet and hang out. And then over here we have our signature Japanese arch overhanging our well. I couldn't make this village without it. And then El Pierce de Resistance, sorry, I don't speak French. Our koi pond. I'm in love with this little build. I think it's just so beautiful. It's so peaceful. There's so much nature going on. You can just picture yourself walking through the path, going up across the bridge here. I'm gonna meditate here. I want to sit down and meditate with my fences in my hands, I guess. This is by far probably my favorite part of this village, and that's saying something with that thing over there. And as I already mentioned, this is what one of the village paths would look like with the packed mud and our lighting fixtures here. I can definitely see myself running through the jungle with huge trees and bamboo on either side with these village buildings scattered all over the place. Alright folks, before we check out our jungle village inside an actual jungle, I just want to thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to here. And again, hit that sub button for me. I would love to hit 500 subscribers this month. That would be awesome. But anyways, let's go check out our jungle village in an actual jungle. So picture this, right? You're running around in your world looking for a jungle because you need that sweet, sweet bamboo, and you're like, oh man, this is going to be great. Oh, look, a bamboo jungle. Ooh, what's that in the distance? A jungle village. You can tell by the beautiful peaks and tops of a jungle temple. Conversely, you could also be flying around and see this thing poke its way outside of the tops of the bamboo canopy. What an imposing structure as you fly over and you see the rest of the village come into view. The pink on the top actually looks a lot better than I thought it was going to. We'll go ahead and try and land on this roof. And wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a great village for these jungle villagers. Am I right? For those of you that don't know, jungle villagers already exist. There's just no village for it. So we've got our temple here in a house. We've got a mason, or a little gazebo. We've already got a an iron golem spawned in here as well. Oh man, this is just perfect. I think this would be such a great addition to Minecraft. Having jungle villages that can spawn in these dense forested locations. I really like the idea of them staying in like the bamboo jungle specifically, because they're just so dense and there's not a lot of room around, you know. I really think it's super cozy, and they're like hidden gems, you know, beautiful little hidden gems inside a very hard to find biome. Jungles have a lot going on in them. There's a lot of overgrowth. But what a wonderful thing this would add to actually an almost sparse of life, which is kind of ironic, biome here. What a great addition this would be. I think, Mojang, honestly, with this new bamboo block, jungle villages should be a thing. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My take on what jungle villages should look like in 1.20. If you agree, please let me know down in the comments. If there's anything else in a jungle village that you think should be added as well, let me know too. Please, again, hit that subscribe button. If we could get 500 subs, maybe even by the end of the year, that would be absolutely fantastic. Folks, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next Throwlash video. Goodbye.